I'm going to introduce the new Salitaki Plus Ultra software. We open the software. I'm going to run as an administrator. I'm going to log in so you can see the feature that distinguishes this software from other softwares that are very similar. Salitaki software is very similar to the BioPlus software. BioPlus software, we're going to select some record and now we're going to click on Research. When we come to research, we will find so far the Salitaki software is very similar to the BioPlus software or other software such as list of microorganisms. This is different. This is something unique that characterizes this software that is different from BioPlus software. In the BioPlus software we do not have the microorganisms listed. For example, here we have Candida, different microorganisms, which allows us, for example, to make a measurement of all these elements, and then treat with the moon function the microorganisms that are more altered and require treatment. But also the software allows us to program so that we do not have to mark all the microorganisms one by one. The software allows us to have a program that automatically marks all the microorganisms and allows us to do the measurement and treatment in a preventive way, because a person could have some microorganisms. Altered, and in that case it would not be necessary to do the therapy to the entire complete list of microorganisms, but it would allow us to have a general vision, a general analysis of all the microorganisms, and this measurement that is here is general. That is, what is the difference with the BioPlus software, which with the BioPlus software or the Metatron, for example, we measure the pelvis, for example, the prostate, and analyze the microorganism in the prostate. Or with the BioPlus, for example, we measure the stomach or the respiratory part, select the trachea and look for the microorganisms that are measured in the trachea. With the Salitaki software we can also do that, but the difference is that here we are measuring the amount throughout the body. Here the measurement is of the whole body, it is not of a specific organ, it is a general measurement. And I invite you to see my website where you will be able to find a course on this new software. On my website here you can find all the courses, and obviously here is the course. Salitaki is very similar to BioPlus. I have to update the page to place here that the Salitaki option is. It is a new software, and in contact you can click and you can communicate with me on my WhatsApp. You can communicate to my WhatsApp, my Telegram and also by my email in case you want to buy the Salitaki model device, bioresonance and biofeedback device. I am going to mention another great advantage of this device. I'm going to measure, for example, an element. I'm going to measure, for example, this element. We are going to measure it. So I'm going to show what the features of this software are. After making the measurement, unlike other software such as vector software that you have to go back, here we enter the analysis area immediately. There are other software that does not have this icon and that has to go back. They have to get here to be able to select the element. So, and here we enter, and here, what is the advantage? The advantage of this software that we have, for example, in the Bioplast V6, the Vghetto test are not together, they are separate. The measurement of the chakras is in a separate window. So, the great advantage of this software that is more similar to Bioplast's B7, that is, Salitaki, is more similar to Bioplast B7 software and Vector Expert. And it has the advantage of having the comparative analysis, which is more analysis, the internal or external Vghetto test. This is to do the external test with the cup, the internal test to test. We have the reprinter function and we have the function now. Everything, all this on a single screen, but also the other great advantage is that to make an analysis of a patient we can see what the curve is, sorry, not curved, the spine where there is the greatest alteration. For example, in this measurement we see that column 4.9, so we can look here where the alteration of column 4.9 is and we say well, it says liber, tractubilia and we can see differently which element corresponds to where the alteration is in column 6.6 for example that there is also a alteration. We can select and it allows us to do an analysis because we can see for example here column 6.6 that there is a separation corresponds to the adrenal gland, nervous system, thyroid. So this is not available in the Bioplast B6 software, but in the Bioplast B7. Therefore I present to you the features of the new Salitaki Plus Ultra software.